Are fats making you fat? It's one of those topics that comes up time and time again, and it's one of those ones where I start to think people have got the idea of it, and I start to think people are starting to understand it. And then someone says, oh, but I ate this and I think it's making me fat. And it's when people say comments like this that I really start to realise that we're all still really confused. The word fat itself doesn't essentially mean that it's going to make you fat, and I think that's a big thing that people need to start to understand. We all get into this notion where fats are making us fat because we heard it happened about 10, 20 years ago, where that was an old belief, where that was someone's diet process, or that was someone's means of getting you to buy a product that was not fat calorie based. We now know that there's diets like ketogenic that are solely based on fats, that are solely based on helping people get into that ketogenic state and actually are helping some lose weight. Now, the idea that fats makes you fat still comes from the notion that if you were to eat a whole bag of nuts every single day, you're going to be eating such a high calorie intake. And that ridiculously high calorie intake would over time start to make you gain weight, therefore make you get fat. So people start to confuse this with, yeah, but you're telling me nuts are really high in calories and sometimes I'm better to eat a chocolate bar, or this is really high in calories, take avocado for an example, and I'm better to swap out my avocado for something else. And people then start to associate again that fats is making them fat, when in actual fact it is just the whole idea that comes back to the idea of calorie consumption. And if you are eating in a caloric surplus, then of course you are going to gain weight. It's not the food type, it's not the food's fault, it is your ability to control your portions. And whether you are eating in a surplus with carbs, whether you're eating in a surplus with protein, if you are eating an excessive amount of food, you will gain weight over time. And that fact does not change. Yeah, sure, some people eat certain food types and based on intolerances, inflammation, that sort of thing, their body can hold excess water or they get bloated, that type of thing, but that is not gaining weight. That's your body's stress response and inflammatory response to a food source or a food type, and that has nothing to do with the actual macronutrient themselves, proteins, carbs or fats. And if you are still in that mindset where you believe that any particular food source is the cause of you gaining weight, then you're still uneducated and you've still not been informed of the correct decisions. So I really want you to think about this right now. What is your mindset around your food sources? And are you of the opinion or of the mindset that a certain food is actually making you gain weight? And is that food making you gain weight because you're eating it in excess? Or is it making you gain weight for the fact that you're eating lots of other foods in excess around eating that food and you're just solely blaming that food? We could all gain weight if we eat in a calorie surplus. We can all lose weight if we eat in a calorie deficit. The problem is the body doesn't like to be in a deficit. The body doesn't react too badly when it's in a surplus. You don't often know that you're in a surplus until you start to feel low on energy, until you start to sleep a little bit more, until you realise that you've got an extra inch or two around your waistline, or until you realise maybe in your face, that sort of thing, you're like, oh, I've been eating too much food lately, I need to rein it back. But as soon as you go into a diet, quite often people drastically drop calories so much, and they go into that deficit phase at such an extreme rate that their body does notice and their body does start to respond a little bit negatively. And that's when people then start to eat foods like, oh, maybe I'll have this bag of nuts and it doesn't make them feel full, and then their scales jump up the next day and they start to attribute the fact that they've been eating in a calorie deficit and then ate a whole bag of nuts and the scales have jumped up to the fact that the fats in the nuts are making them gain weight. And that's not the case. It's the fact that your body has been undernourished, your body has been underfed, and then you've put food in, so your body's done something crazy and it's held onto that food. It's maybe filled up with a little bit of water and it's just not digested the nuts properly yet. So you've stepped on the scales naturally the next day and your weight is up purely because there is more weight in your body. It is as simple as that. And there's so many different ways that we can explore this and so many different ways that we can help you get educated on the actual foods that you're eating and how those foods are actually responding for you and your body. There's no one size fits all model, but there is a whole notion that is consistent across the board. If you are eating in that deficit, you will lose weight. There is no one food that is making you gain weight more than another food. It is all about volume, it is all about portions, and it's all about maintenance and balance. So if that is something that you are ready to actually dive into and actually to start to learn about, then we are here to support you and we are here to guide you through that process. Our Nutrition Hub has opened and you can grab your seat now and join us for the doors officially clocking day 1 on January 5th. So we've got an early bird ticket scheme right now, so you can join now for an exclusive price before January 5th, and you're also getting £320 worth of supplements and goodies to start you off strong in 2020. I'm so excited that this package has come together the way it has. It is years and years of education, of nutrition advice, of client feedback, of support, and we've put it into 12 weeks of easily digestible information. That means you can listen on the go for 10 minutes once a week. You can sit down with a cuppa and watch the video. We've also got audios that you'll be getting 3 times a week to just help you change your mindset, change your motivation, and help you improve your habits overall so that you can truly succeed over the 12 weeks. Of course, this is a go at your own pace course, and if you want to take longer than 12 weeks to do it, you can. The whole notion is the Nutrition Hub is there for you for the foreseeable future. It is there for you to dip in and out of and really start to change your eating habits and change your relationship with food. We start with portions, we start with balancing your diet, and we start with educating you on how your body responds to food. We then start to look at proteins and calories, stress, sleep, everything else to help you really adjust and help you really break down the finer details to get you that end result that you are looking for. So if you're ready to level up your nutrition and you are ready to join our tribe, then please follow the link below or head to @nutritionhub_ on Instagram and set yourself up today. I will catch you all inside soon.